In this video, you're going to hear a special interview I did with Get Social Smart Academy member and ambassador Lee Arnold. You guys are in for a treat. Lee has been in real estate for more than 20 years. He's a broker down in Southern California, and he is getting a tremendous amount of business from social media. And in this particular video, we did an interview with him where we went a little behind the scenes, and he shared some of his best tips and tricks and strategies for how he's been able to incorporate social media in his business and really do some incredible things, you guys. He is kind of the master of his local community in his local area. He's getting close to 25 to 30% market share in his local neighborhood. So stay tuned, watch the interview, because there are so many great things that he shares in this video. By the way, if you're watching this over on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell button so you get notified when we have new videos each and every week. We put up videos just like this each and every week, and from time to time we love to highlight success stories and some of our awesome Academy members. So let's go on with the show. So guys, I am so excited to be here today. Katie Lance here, founder and CEO of Katie Lance Consulting and the Get Social Smart Academy. And I am pumped to be able to chat with one of my really, really good friends. Lee Arnold is with us here today. He's a dear friend of mine. He's a broker down in San Diego. He's a husband. He's a dad. He is a rock star when it comes to social media. He's been in our academy for, gosh, probably since the beginning of when we first started the Get Social Smart Academy. And so I wanted to bring him on today to chat a little bit and share some tips and tools and strategies and some things that are working well for him. So welcome, Lee. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Katie, for having me. It's great to be here with you. Absolutely.
We're so excited to have you. So I want to just go ahead and dive right in and talk about social media, of course. Can you talk a little bit about how your social media has evolved? Because I know things have changed. And what are some things that are working for you right now?
So yeah, I mean, it's funny because let's talk about Facebook real quick. When you see memories that pop up from like 7, 8 years ago, and you think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I talked to Facebook that way, right? And how Facebook's adapted and we've all changed. And, you know, I look at it now and I'm a lot more intentional, whether it's through my personal page or my business page, which I would say it's prudent to have both. The reality is that people, let's be honest, we are voyeurs. We like watching Real Housewives of Fill in the Blank City. We like watching Sell It Like Sarah Hand. We like $1 Million Listing. People love watching the life and styles of other agents, other people. We live vicariously through people. So I have tried to be intentional about showing the real. Sometimes it's real good. Sometimes it's real bad. You know, I'll say, hey, this is a transparency moment. I messed up this transaction. Here's how I fixed it. Hey, this is a big win for my client. This is a big win for Benchmark, myself, milestones. And if you share it with the intention of trying to just be transparent with people instead of, oh, look at me, people read that. They can sniff out genuine intentions versus look at me. So for myself, what I have found is that when I am genuine with my followers, my people, the people that want to be around me, and let's be honest, a lot of haters are out there and they'll watch you, right? And they're watching you to watch you stumble and catch you when you stumble. And so when you own it and you say, I messed this up, they're like, I can't get them because he already owned it, right? So being transparent, because the reality is that we can farm, we can do community events, we can do all this stuff, but somebody sitting on their phone at night going like this, they're seeing you and you're making those little deposits. You're making deposits of trust in these people's lives. So perfect example, there's a Facebook group I'm a part of that thousands of people are in it for our little town. And someone said, hey, does anybody know a real estate agent? Oh my gosh, right? Like 5,000, things come up. I got tagged by people. I don't even know who they are. Lee's amazing. Wow. Call Lee, tag Lee, check out Lee. And I'm like, I don't know who these people are. They're not past clients. They're not friends of mine. If they were to walk up to me in Albertsons, I wouldn't know who they are. But they're seeing me. somehow through social media. And it's very humbling, and it's also really cool too. I mean, don't get me wrong, it strokes your ego. So when you make those little deposits in people's lives, slowly but surely, you could have a big win and say, guys, I sold the most expensive house in the neighborhood, and everyone thinks that's cool for about 3 seconds.
I think one of the things you do really well is that you have a really good balance between, like you said, sharing personally, kind of sharing people behind the scenes. You share your wins. I see your listings and I see all kinds of great stuff around, your success as well. But I
Yeah.
think you have a really good balance between the two. And I love what you said about leaving those little deposits. You're not just there to say, look, I sold another one. Like I really see you in the conversation. I see you interacting with people and taking the time to build relationships, which is what it's all about.
And that's what I learned from you, as well as just other people in the industry, is people will work with someone they know, like, and trust. And if they feel like they know you, they feel like they like you, the haters aren't going to like you, so you're not going to get that listing, right? Move on.
Yeah.
But they are trying to not adapt, that's not the right word. They're trying to connect with you and feel that connection. And that's what those little deposits over time do. So when I go to a listing appointment, I've been fortunate that this year I've gone on more listing appointments where I wasn't even competing with another agent. And it was, here's a listing agreement, sign it, let's go. And they're like, yeah, no, you sell everything. You're the person that's why you're here. We're not talking to anybody else.
Wow. That's
so
awesome.
that's been huge. And that's been a lot of the stuff that I learned through the academy, and just being transparent, having a system, right? Not just spraying something out for a couple of days and then going, oh, well, nothing's working, so next. Right. No, it has to be continued. You have to be intentional. You have to continuously be posting. So whether it's my kids, whether it's my wins, my losses, my frustrations, and honestly, be real. I guess at the end of the day, that's probably what I would say. Be real. People can tell if you're constantly photoshopped, spray tanned, hair's always perfect, nails are always done. People will see that, and there's a demographic for that. That's fine. But you know what? The everyday person wants to feel like they know you and can trust you, because us as brokers, all are usually dealing with someone's largest transaction of their life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, I know you run a Facebook group in your area, and I know just from chatting with you, it's made a big impact on your business. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I feel like that's been a big opportunity for you to expand your sphere and grow your business.
Yeah. So I honestly stumbled into that. Another person that actually started the group years ago when the neighborhood was first started with new construction. And then he left the neighborhood, gave it to me because he was a neighbor 3 doors down, says, hey, can you run with us? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then I started seeing the light through the academy, like, hey, there's some connections. People are watching. Everything I said, right? They're watching you. They're watching how you respond. So, neighbors will kind of get tips every once in a while. And I have to be like, let's keep it cool. And I won't jump in and put my little 2 cents in sometimes. But what it has allowed me to do is share with people in the neighborhood. So to put things in perspective, the neighborhood's about 756 homes. We have about 12 or 1,500 people in it, I think, because we do allow people that have moved out of the neighborhood to stay in the group. And we have a very high turnover rate here. So we have about an 8% turnover rate. So a lot of people see me constantly, hey, got another one coming up, another one coming up, another listing. And then, but that's not where the money's made. The money is made when people says, hey, my garage door broke. Does anybody have a recommendation? Hey, my glass, shattered. Do you guys anybody have a recommendation? So when you're constantly saying, oh, hey, here's San Marcos Glass, here's ABC Plumbing, here's XYZ, painter. When you become the resource, the go-to person, I have been called the mayor of Lake Rancho Viejo. And I was like, when that first happened, I'm like, mayor, you're crazy. But now I'm like, I'm kind of warming up to that title because
you're the go-to person.
People know, of course, other people will jump in and say, oh, I use, 123 plumbing and whatever. But if you're constantly being a resource for neighbors and you're creating that sense of community. Now, the other question that I get asked all the time is, do I let other agents in? The rule is you have to live in the neighborhood. So if you do, and there's 2 other agents, they're welcome. And they post stuff, and they post a listing came up the other day. I didn't get called on it. You son of a gun. But I have to understand at the end of the day, I'm not going to get everything. I want everything, but I'm not going to get it. But through that Facebook group, people know that if you want to rent or sell, Lee's the guy. And right now I have, Katie, hang on, I think it's 25% market share, 30% market share, which is huge. So right now, you know, put it in perspective, 1 out of every 4 homes I'm touching in some capacity that is being sold in the neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge. And I think that really touches on a point which we talk a lot about in the Academy of really, you know, owning your own content and putting your own voice out there. And so whether that's through running a Facebook group, whether that's through creating your own video content, I see you all the time on video, you know, or, you know, content like what we're doing right now, there's just so much value in not just sharing what other people are doing, not just curating content, but having a voice at the table, right?
Yeah.
Running the table, leading the conversation. And I think that's something you do really well.
I would challenge people, Katie, you know, I'm not picking on any big box brokerages, but, you know, a lot of them do create their own stock, KW, Compass, Baird & Warner, you know, great companies, Remax. I mean, Remax, hello, great companies, you guys, wonderful, anything with Realogy. But at the end of the day, a lot of people will forget that if you are just repurposing the same thing that other people are putting out there,
you're missing
you're
out.
Just another, you're another one.
Yeah.
You know, you're just another.
Exactly. It's a great thing to post from time to time. You know, I know sometimes you share things that I post, or we share each other's content, or we might find something interesting from Inman. But like you said, that there's so much value in putting your own voice out there, you know, your own content, which I think is so valuable. So, last thing I want to just ask before we wrap up, do you have any big piece of advice for anyone just starting out, either in real estate or just starting out with social media?
Ooh, that's good. So those are probably 2 synonymous things, right? So whether you're a veteran and you're just getting started in owning social media, or you're a new agent, definitely be very forward in your process and very forward in your journey. You know, own the fact that you're going on your first listing appointment. Own the fact that you got your first listing. Own the fact that you got your first failed escrow, you know, whatever it is, you know, be transparent. People will see that and they'll like it. So, you know, a lot of people think like, oh, well, I only post 1 thing a day. You know what? If you've got nothing else to do, post 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You know, and mix it up, stories, mix it up with, you know, Instagram, mix it up with Facebook, you know, be out there. You know, I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of people where they'll take, you know, a lot of content and they'll start dumping it into YouTube, and then they're getting listings from it because people see them, they see them hustle, you know, so that's definitely something to consider for sure.
So if people want to get in touch with you, Lee, what's the best way for people to reach you?
So probably we use the same trick that I would say that I got from you, Katie, is we use the same hashtag or handle for everything: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, which is Benchmark SoCal. So if you want to connect with me there, I would love to chat with you. You can also visit us online at benchmarksocal.com. Like I said, I'm in the shameless plug. I'm in the San Diego area. So if anybody has a Southern California referral, I would love to be your go-to guy. But I'm an open book. So if you have questions, I'm more than happy to let you, you know, reach out to me, text me, call me, email, and more than happy to share with what I know. I'm still learning. 21 years later, I'm still learning. So there's definitely
never stop learning.
Never stop learning, for sure. Absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lee. This has been awesome. For everyone listening, we are going to be putting all of Lee's links and contact information in the show notes below. And especially if you're watching over on YouTube or if you're watching this on our website, all those links will be below. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell button so you get notified when we have new episodes each and every week. And if you are listening to this going, okay, gosh, I got to get my social media strategy together like Lee does, I would definitely encourage you to check out our academy. Go to katielance.com/academy for all the resources. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thanks again, Lee. We'll see you next time.